promo. I could hear myself. It's fine.
Yeah.
Do I sound good though? Do I sound good?
Motivate, 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 motivate. Get money.
Y'all listen to the J. Cole album yet?
Yes.
Okay. Because that's what we're listening to right now, if you guys didn't know.
I'm feeling alive, I'm feeling alive. Whoa, Saturday, I feel like taking a PJ.
Hey.
Fly to DR on a weekday. Eating ceviche, but like half of a million inside of my briefcase. A couple of
That
free
one is
play,
called
and they don't
Motivate.
speak English, but the money
Off the KOD album from Mr. J. Cole.
Shout out to Peru for them ceviches, man.
This,
Just saying. That's a
this
spot
one
in
is,
Ghana.
that was Motivate. This one's ATM. Yo, I'm excited, guys. Listen. I woke up at midnight to stream the album. And then I woke back up at 4 o'clock in the morning to listen to the album again. So, I've been having a ball listening to this album, man. So let's talk about it, guys. What up, what up, what up? This is a new episode of the Cause and Effect podcast, episode number 9. And with me is not Fernando, because he didn't make it. I'm your host, Chico, and I got guests for the first time on the show, some good friends. We always hang out, we always talk, so it's only right that they be a part of the first guest section of the show. So I'm going to introduce these two young individuals. To my left is Ralphie in the middle, and
Yeah.
to my other left, down the sofa, is my good friend Lenny.
He hesitated there for a minute. He
I had
thought
to
about
say-
it like, what is he? Is this my friend? I don't even
I
know.
had to
Yo,
listen.
can I say what's good?
I gotta.
Can I say hi, my nigga?
Guys, listen. I had to kind of
Botaram
like
on the
make sure
microphone,
I
guy?
didn't just say some wild shit. So I just kept it, you know.
He thought I was gonna jump and say something. He got scared for a second.
What up, guys? How you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
You guys excited to be a part of the show?
Always, man. You already know.
Very.
Yeah, that
Very.
sounded like some crazy excitement to me.
I
That
know, I'm
sounded
very-
like
I'm
you
very-
guys are super.
I'm very excited, man. I'm looking forward to this conversation, man. We're gonna talk about J. Cole and a few other
Yes,
things, man. I'm
yes.
definitely looking forward
The
to
one
it.
and only J. Cole, my favorite artist. I say that every single chance I get because it's the truth. How do you guys feel about the album so far?
Go ahead, Lenny. How do you feel about the album?
We all know Lenny ain't
Way to
listened to
put
it.
me on the spot.
Migos did not make any features on that album, so
Listen,
he's not listening to
listen,
J.
nah,
Cole's
nah.
album
I've
with
just
any
been
urgency.
really focused. I've been really focused. April 26th. That's all I have to say.
Oh,
I've
we
been
got-
mad
we-
focused. But as soon as April 26th is over, I will listen to the album.
We
for
definitely
sure.
are gonna get to April. What is it? April 26th? You said just now.
April 26th.
Okay. So I already knew Lenny wasn't listening to the J. Cole album with any urgency. I predicted it, so I knew Ralphie was onto the album. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear what you got, you know, about to say about the album so far.
I mean, it's first off, it's way too much to digest. Like, he has so much content there, man. But so far, I love the message. I just feel like it went over a lot of people's heads, especially rappers today. Like, they took it offensive. Like, they were like,
Yeah. I mean,
like,
I was
really?
expecting that where somebody says truth, there's always somebody that's gonna be sour because you know the truth is a hard tea to swallow. Hey.
Great pause.
I was waiting for a chance to say that. So I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah,
He's
it is,
speaking
it
the
is.
truth, and then he's using people's, you know, the new generation's own style
Yeah, which is
to
what I
kind of
like.
school them
Yeah.
on certain things. And I mean, look, man, you can look at it two different ways. You can look at it as this nigga's being a hater. Well, fuck J. Cole. You could be like, yo, this dude is spitting some real shit. Let me listen to it. Let me, you know, whether I agree with it or not, he's speaking facts. And it should be like a self-check where you look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know, if I'm cool with it, I can sleep at night, then good for you, man G. But there's definitely some things that in truths, a lot of truths he said on that album
There is.
that it's not even towards those rappers that are doing these things or promoting these things. It's kind of the people that are following that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the people that are kind of like just being a part of the trend. And he's trying to tell y'all niggas like, yo, y'all are puppets right now. You know what I mean? Like sometimes even those rappers don't want to talk about that shit, and they're puppets of the industry, and now they're being puppeteers to the other, ones that trickle down, which is the new generation, the youth.
Yeah, so many people are saying that this was needed today, and probably J. Cole felt the same way. I'm like, wait a minute. I feel like he
Bro.
felt like things are getting way too out of hand. Supposedly, allegedly, he worked on that album, like, it only took him like 2 weeks to finish the album. I was like, no way. This guy had, but I don't know. I mean, I believe it because it's J. Cole, but at the same time, it's like, really though, 2 weeks? So you had like a year and some change off, and then in 2 weeks, he just dropped the whole thing. And I'm like, that's amazing if he did that.
Had all this stuff built up. He
That is
probably
true, that
had
is true.
certain things that he wanted to say a long time ago.
That is true.
And I'm glad he expressed it
Yeah,
on this
I
album.
am
You know
too.
what? You know what? I'm gonna take my hot take on this subject is that there's a part 2 to this.
To the album?
Yes,
Why
not
is it
to
that?
this particular album, but he's gonna drop another album very soon.
I don't know, man. We
You
thought
know-
the same thing about Kendrick, man, and he never
You know
came
why I
through with
say that
it.
though? Did you see the ending, the last track that says 1985,
1985, pardon me.
and then it says the fall off in
Yeah.
parentheses? I'm thinking that that's like the part 2 or whatever,
You think so?
because if he did this in 2 weeks, what makes you think that maybe he didn't have other things that he was working on and he just threw this out there to like kind of just confuse the crowd or
Yeah.
to just feed his fans and just give some people some, like kind of like what Fab does every summer, and he throws
Yeah.
a little mixtape out there. I feel like he just said, here, hold this, and then I'm gonna come with some fuego, because I feel like he was speaking to the people, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like he has something up his sleeve where he's like, I'm competitive, Cole. It's kind of like a take that I took from Joe Budden's podcast. Like, he's gonna fucking like wild out. Either he drops some singles, throwing shots and trying to show niggas like, yeah, nigga, I could do this all day, or he's gonna just drop some.
So on the record, Chico is predicting that he's gonna drop another album.
I'm predicting it.
If
yeah.
Chico is right, that nigga's into brujeria.
And Brujeria. Hey, listen, bro. I'm Dominican.
He's right next to
Dominican.
Haiti. He's like right next to Haiti. He probably like.
Yo,
nah,
guys,
let
if
me
you
stop.
hear a
All
little
love.
high pitch
All
on
love.
the mic on your headphones when you're listening to this podcast, it's cool. We just we're having
just real-
fun,
we're just having fun.
and
We're
we
close
get
to the
we
mic.
get really loud with
We get really close
Dominicans.
to the mic. Pause.
You know.
No, but
AKA my bad, guys.
no, but no biggies. I don't think. But going back to the album, yeah, I don't know if he's gonna come up with another.
What's your
album.
favorite track on the album? I'm gonna interrupt you because I want you to just give me what's your favorite song so far. What like spoke to you, or what was something that you were like, what the fuck? Like it gave you that what the fuck reaction.
Oh, well, first off, I love Tempo. I mean, not Tempo. I loved 1985 because of its tempo.
1985 because of this tempo.
Yeah, I didn't get too deep into the lyrics. I heard a few things. I heard that he throw a few shots maybe here to the new generation rappers and stuff like that. But I love the tempo. My favorite song right now is, like I said, the album is, I gotta digest it completely. But I like Motivate just because I feel like the things he say and the way
Yeah.
he's saying it, and the fact that he sounds like he's mocking, like
Yeah,
like
Motivate.
he's having
Motivate
fun of
is-
it, like making
yeah.
fun of these people that are thinking they're motivating people, like by like certain rappers out there that say I make music to motivate the youngs and this and the third, but in the same song that you're talking about quote unquote motivating, you're over here talking about lean, talking about change, talking about like that's all that matters. Like I like how J. Cole talks about
Fucking mad bitches.
yeah, all of that stuff, you know what I mean? And I just like how J. Cole says like, yo, that's not cool. And in 1985, going back to that one, he talks about like how important it is. He kind of did a little bit like a Jay-Z 444 and a little bit of
yeah,
a
yeah,
Kendrick.
yeah, I got-
you know what
I
I
got
mean?
that- I got the
It was
feel
kind of
of-
like
yeah.
the vibe, like yo, invest your money because this rap game money it's only gonna take you so far. The only way you can make money right now is by these concerts and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you're gonna run out. You're gonna run out eventually if you don't invest your money instead of wasting it on all these chains and all this nonsense.
And I want to hold that conversation for later on about investing and about being smart with your money, because
Yeah.
that's something that we can definitely talk about.
Definitely.
And to take on what you've been saying, and Lenny right now is just watching us because obviously Lenny's
Way
just
to exclude me out of the conversation, guys.
no.
I appreciate it.
I'm just
Way to
I'm
start
letting the people
podcast.
It's your
know.
fault, we told
I'm
you.
letting the people know Lenny's not shy. He just can't really partake in the conversation yet because he hasn't heard the album. So I hope that this conversation we have right now motivates him
motivate,
to go listen to the album.
Motivate.
Right? So
I feel
check
like
this
that
out.
little kid that didn't have a bicycle and everybody would ride the bike, and you'd be running like, I'll catch you guys up. I'll catch you guys up.
That's you right now. That's
Yo,
That's you right now.
and hey, look, if you felt left out, bro, you should, because you're missing out on some very good music. So to continue the conversation,
No, another song that I really like. My bad.
Nah,
What
yeah,
you
yeah.
talking about?
I want to piggyback off of that conversation on that song. 1985 and Motivate were like amazing to me. The whole entire album, I don't care what nobody says, the whole entire album is fire. Now, one song that really hypes me up for some reason is Photograph.
That's the one that I was gonna tell you right now. That's exactly what I was gonna talk
Because
about.
he kind of talks about the internet and, you know,
Yeah.
about digital love, where everybody just
Yes.
show loves through social media, through pictures. Like, he's talking about he met somebody on a
Yeah.
picture, don't even know her name.
Yes.
And, like, when I heard
is
that,
so
I was
relatable.
like,
I was
holy
like,
shit.
yeah.
You know, like, this is, like, what
It's
is
going on today.
right now.
And-
And we know this.
Yeah.
And I met my girlfriend on
Yeah. Yeah.
Instagram, so I know this.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is like a reality where he says all this, something is messing with my health,
Yeah.
and that part right there just like kind of struck me,
Yeah.
because what do you feel about social media and being unhealthy? It's not only
Man,
food that could be unhealthy,
no,
but the
yeah.
consumption of content that we get from social media,
It
could be
is.
unhealthy. How do you
I feel strong about that, man. I mean, there was a period. First off, that's one of my favorite songs, and it's very relatable. And I was gonna bring that up. Like, I'm glad that you brought that up. Like, at the same time you did, I was gonna talk about it because I feel like personally, I didn't want to adjust to that change because it's facts. That's how it is right nowadays. Like, people mostly meet their partners or whatever the case is through either Instagram or DM or whatever the case is. And I personally was against it for a long time. I'm like, I don't want to meet the one through online. But it's like,
yeah.
at the same time, times are changing. And it seems like this is, quote unquote, the wave nowadays. You know what I mean? So it's like,
100%.
you got to adapt and be open-minded. But at the same time, I like how he says, pick that out. Like, hey, it's not like it used to be before. Like, before you used to have to go out and meet somebody.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you could just DM anybody and fall in love of somebody's profile, which is crazy. And that's why, for a while back, I had hopped off Instagram, and it felt good, but then I ended up coming right back on it, and it just messed with me. I don't know. I can't quite describe the feeling that it is to actually not be logged on all day. Like, right now, Instagram is deleted. The only way I could go on Instagram if I download it, and like. I lost my train of thought for a second.
Nah.
So I only download it like once a day. So right now, now I download it once a day. I check it out like once a day, maybe. Like, I haven't checked it
You
out
said
today
something
all day.
about deleting it and downloading it sometimes just to not
Yes,
go on it.
yes, because if I have it on my phone,
You're
it's
gonna
like easy
always-
access for me to go on it.
100%, yeah.
So it's like, you know what, I'm gonna delete it, and if I really need to go in, like if I need to check a DM, like conversations that I have or catch up or whatever, I go on. When I go on, I check my conversations, I scroll down maybe a few, go to my friends' pages and see what they're doing and like and comment if I can or whatever, and then I hop right off and I'm not back on it. And lately, like, that's been I've been needing that. Like, it feels good.
Yeah,
to be
100%.
on it.
And that's a good method, And just to keep it on the real, we're gonna keep going back to the album, because the album has so much
has a
shit
lot
that
of
just
messages,
we could
yeah.
talk about what we experience on a daily basis and refer to the album. So I'm gonna ask this to Lenny, or you can just partake in this straight conversation, because you're on social media a lot. So you can tell the people
24/7.
what do you do. Talk a little bit about what you've been doing lately on your IG, and how that happened.
Word. Well, I started using Instagram. I would say like a couple months ago as a platform to do like funny skits and stuff like that, but also get the word out to people like about certain things. For example, April 26th, which
What's going on
we're gonna
April
be throwing, we're gonna be
26th?
throwing a crazy party April 26th. At Metropolis in Passaic. So whoever's listening, y'all need to be. That was weird. Y'all need to be there.
Metropolis.
But for real, it's gonna be mad lit, and it's gonna be a different environment than what we're usually accustomed to at clubs. So I hope to see you guys there. But that's what I do. That's what I do on social media. Like, I do funny skits and I promote certain things. And
Nice.
you got a point. Like,
Well-
it does affect people in a negative way. But I mean, that just depends what you're looking for on social media.
Not just in a negative way. It can.
It could.
It could. And not even like on what you see on there, but on how you get so addicted to it. You get really caught up, and sometimes I feel like a lot of our time is wasted and consumed by the phone and social media. Because think about it, we're not even watching TV no more. The way before to get distracted and waste time was on the TV, watching the TV. But now what's going on? It's mobile. So we'll go home after a long day out of doing everything we did throughout the day, meeting people, talking to people on one-on-one basis, and we'll come watch TV. That'll consume our time, right? For those 2 or 3 hours before we go to bed.
Word.
But now we're mobily moving everywhere with a mobile TV in our hands. So we're constantly have our eyes on it. Like, I've noticed that I can't drive without looking at my phone while I'm driving. And it's crazy because I've tried so much not to do it, but it's just a bad habit.
If you're a cop and you're watching this and
Yo,
pull this nigga over,
listen.
pull this nigga over right anytime you see him.
Yo,
That's an easy
is
ticket
that
right
snitching?
there.
Is that
This
snitching?
nigga just sold himself out.
That's snitching.
You did it yourself.
You
you drive snitch, my nigga.
You put the spotlight
You
on
pointed
the
it out
fact.
though. You pointed it out. I
Yo,
give
for
you
real. First of all, my nigga, you fucking do it all the time too. Don't you snap and drive?
that. Oh.
So now I'm snitching.
Yo, what are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
The car could be parked. You don't know what's going on.
Hey, listen. My point to this.
You think I'm gonna
conversation-
testify against myself? No, I'm smarter than that.
My conclusion to the topic is we have it all day, 24/7. I've read online something that we touch our phone like 15,000, 10,000, 5,000 times, something around there throughout the day.
Like,
So
I feel like
that alone was kind of crazy.
no, like when you know when
It's a
re-
crazy number, but it's realistic.
You know when it is because it's crazy. Like there's times I used to catch myself, and I still do. I catch myself going on my phone, and if I have Instagram on my phone, I automatically like I don't even think about it. It's like I just open my phone, I know where it's at, I click on it, and then next thing I know, I'm like, wait a minute, how the heck did I get to Instagram? Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's times you don't even know.
Bro,
like you
there's
just
times
click
that
on
you're
it.
just walking and you're just on your phone looking at nothing, but it just looks like you're doing something on your
Yeah.
phone because you don't want to make the right
It keeps you
eye contact with
distracted,
people, or it
yeah.
keeps you distracted. Like, I can go on for hours about how
Yeah.
that plays a big part in our life, and it's fun.
Yeah, it is.
But
It's entertaining.
I feel like when we get it makes the real world that's
Yeah.
going on right now boring.
I
when
feel
we-
like
because we have
yeah,
so much
things going
attention
on
towards it. You know,
Yeah.
like we can't be at a party without snapping or being on our phone the whole time.
And people seem to forget, man. Like you hear this all the time. People only post their good times on social media, so it's like that's all you're gonna see.
And
you know
that's
what
why
I
it gets so addictive.
I have a
because you
I have a
think that
couple
it's
weird
all good.
followers. Like, you never had that person who like took a selfie of them crying?
Yo,
That's not a happy
Yo.
moment, my nigga.
son.
Well,
You know, he
I
got a
taken
point.
back in the day with MySpace. I had some like gothic, like depressive.
I unfollow those
like-
people quick.
Yeah, I had like a depression, like not depressive. It was like a real dark picture on my MySpace where I had black eyes and I had my hand over my head. And I was and I had some like suicidal quote on it and shit. And I was like,
We all go through those stages.
I would have unfollowed you, my nigga. You would not have been on my top 8.
I mean, you were young. We all go
Yo,
through
I
it
was
when
young
we were young.
and-
yeah.
and-
Our emotions go crazy when we're young.
I was listening to DMX.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I was.
That'll
Slipping,
that'll
I'm
do it to
falling.
you.
I can't get
No,
up.
but-
I'm slipping, I'm falling. And then back in those days, I felt like we made big deals out of things that weren't
Because we
you
were
know,
young. When you're
shit,
young,
you know
you're
what I mean?
emotional, man.
So
you're like
you're
an
like-
emotional roller coaster.
like
You're
that.
just
I don't know why I posted
like a
that
ball
pic-
of
yeah.
emotions.
I don't know why I put that picture up, but I think it was kind of like a heartbreak or
Yeah,
like
probably.
a girl that I liked and she got with somebody, some shit
Yeah.
where I was just feeling upset about it, and social media was like a vessel.
So let me ask you a question. How do you feel about if someone's on social media 24/7, but it's doing business?
Okay, so we can get into that topic. And
What do you think about that?
when it's doing business, it's fine, but at the same time, bro, you have to know when to shut it off. You can't run 24 hours on social
Key.
media.
That's key.
Because then what's the point of life?
That's true.
Like, where are you trying to live? Online or real life?
And that's why I personally had to let it go, because I feel like, you know, when you are on it so much and you start to judge people. Like you start to judge certain things, be like, oh, this or that. Like it either puts you down or uplift you. Like either you see somebody's life and be like, oh, I'm doing better than them, or you see somebody's life and be like, damn, I should be doing way more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you go through a emotional roller coaster, and within like 5 minutes, not even, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's what messes with you a lot.
Now, referring back to the album, the song Friends, it's talking about friends. Pardon me, my phone just went off.
No, but
Don't,
I put
part of my
shit on
ringtone.
airplane mode.
and another thing,
What was that?
It's
Was
my
that a
baby.
duck?
It's my girl.
another thing about social
You got-
media.
You got a separate ringtone for her?
Yeah,
Another-
You cute.
that's love.
Come
Nah,
on, you guys are really being
Nah,
adorable
nah.
right now.
Love.
You're making me feel like uncomfortable because I'm in it too. Like really.
Yo, holla at Ralphie. We're gonna definitely post his Instagram. All
Holla at
those-
me. I'm a Libra. I like long walks in the hood. Nah, not in the hood. Not in the hood. Not in the hood.
You know, you gotta go to Cluck You Chicken with him.
Yo,
have
Cluck
some,
you.
some.
You gotta have some. If you don't like them chicken wings, then you're not meant to be.
Yo,
And you
That's
gotta
it.
smoke
But
black
my
and
bad.
mild, too.
Nah, I don't know
we're
about
gonna
that.
go
like,
completely off
Yeah,
the
off topic.
road.
And 4
nah, going,
ounces.
coming back to
Coming back to the Friends topic.
Yeah.
That what's your take on that song? Because
Friends.
obviously the title itself, Friends. You know, like it talks about, I believe, weed. Isn't it like I got another pack
I got another-
to smoke today?
No,
roll
like he
another
talks
bag
about.
to smoke
It
today.
seems like he's talking about addiction in a way in that song too, because it's like.
But do you feel like he's talking about friends that influence that around your your circle? Like
yeah, I
in
mean-
that song. Let me see if I can play it real quick. Damn, I turned off the Wi-Fi.
I feel like
He's referring to numerous
you are
different things.
you how you surround yourself
So-
with, and he's talking about like
So let's just piggyback off that. Not just what J. Cole's saying, but what do you guys feel about like your circle? How is important? How like have you realized like people that you had to cut off? That's another name on the album, cut off.
yeah.
People that you've cut off. Why is it important to keep your circle, at a certain influence to what you got going on?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's important. Friends, I don't really, like I said, is that album. Like I didn't have the time. I didn't go on it as much as you did. I
Yeah,
listened to
yeah.
a few times throughout the weekend.
Bro.
I mean, since throughout the weekend, it's only the Saturday. But since yesterday, I only been listening to it I heard it like 3 times. Friends,
Yeah.
I don't remember too much. I only remember the few songs that I really liked, which is Motivate, 1985.
You guys gonna hear like a little bootleg,
Nice, sounds good. Sounds good.
but this is the song I'm talking about. That was everybody 420 last night. 420 yesterday, period.
He probably had people tripping on guilt over here, like messed up and everything, all like fucked up. Like, yeah, man, he making me feel all types of way right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna let it rock for a little bit because I want to get to the part where he kind of talks about the topic of the song.
But I'm aggravated without it. My saddest days are without it. My Saturdays are the loudest, blowing strong. Some niggas graduated to powder. I dabble later, I doubt it. My database of narcotics is growing long. But I'm aggravated without it. My saddest days are without it. My Saturdays are the loudest, blowing
He's obviously
strong.
talking about
Some niggas
marijuana.
graduated to
Oh,
powder.
Or drugs, period.
Yeah, drugs
Database of
too.
narcotics is
You
growing
couldn't
long.
tell, right?
I wrote this shit to talk about the word addiction.
Yep.
To my niggas out there sitting, I hope you're listening.
He said their names, so he just like scratch their names.
I like how he did that. That's clever.
Smoking medical grade, but I ain't got prescription.
Nope.
All the way in Cali where they ain't got precipitation. Feeling like the only one that made it, and I hate it for my niggas cause they ain't got ambition. What did you expect? You can blame it on condition. Blame it on crack, you can blame it on the system. Blame
I'ma
it
let
on
it
the
rock till
fact
like
that
that
12
is.
got jurisdiction. To ride around in neighborhoods that they ain't never lived in. Blame it on the strain that you feel when daddy missing. Blame it on Trump shit. Blame it on Clinton. Blame it on trap music and the politicians.
But it's
Talk
nobody's
that shit.
fault. It's nobody's fault.
Wanna be Pippin,
Yep,
but
it's
they
your
only
fault.
got 12 slots
I
on
like
the
how you said that.
Pistons. Blame it on the rain, Milli Vanilli with the disc skip. What I'm trying to say is the blame can go deep as seas. Just to blame them all, I would need like 20 CDs. There's all sorts of trauma from drama that children see.
So, he talks about obviously things that happen in your childhood. A lot of different things you could blame your situation on. Like, there's so much things that you can just be like, yo, this is the reason why I'm the way I am. This is the reason why I smoke every day.
Yeah.
I pop pills every day. There's a lot of people that say that they went through things like currently with their friends passing or certain things happening in the hood that made them, numb the pain with marijuana. We could talk about pills, lean, all these different substances.
I mean, yeah, we use more than just those substances to cope with our pain and our past traumas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I like how he intro that album. He talks about pain, pretty much pain, and then how there's so many other different ways to do it. And I like how throughout the album he says choose wisely. Like throughout the album he said it a few times, and it's meant to sink in. He's trying to plant a seed in your mind, like yo, choose wisely, because like the choices, like just because these rappers talk about and rap about these things, that doesn't mean that that's the only gateway. He talks about meditation also, which I really like. You know what I mean? Like there's other gateways out there. It doesn't have to kill your body, kill you at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Or don't, OD on it. You
Yeah,
know what I
no.
mean? Like literally.
No, certain drugs. I mean, marijuana. I smoke weed. I have nothing against that. You know what I mean?
Well then.
It's fine. I'm open with
Well
that.
then.
Well,
Hey.
I wasn't supposed to say that there.
Nah, yeah, definitely, bro. It's cool.
It's
with me, you know what I'm
fine. I
saying?
mean,
we all love Earth.
Yeah, I do it. I have nothing against it,
No,
but it's just, but
Shout out to marijuana.
yeah, shout out to it, man. Hey, man, if you were still inside of a closet and you don't know the health benefits of it and all of that good stuff that it does for you, then
And all
sucks
those
for you.
experts that say otherwise, we
You
don't
know what
want
I
to hear
mean?
it. We don't
There's
wanna
no
hear it.
experts out there. They don't know better. You don't know better. But the thing about it is like it's all gotta be controlled. You know what I mean? Like they said, drink moderately. I personally don't believe in drinking moderately at all, because even alcohol is terrible for you. But I drink sometimes myself. You know what I mean? But it's all about like how you
Conduct yourself. you
yeah,
know,
because it depends on the reason as to why you're doing it. Like for example, if I'm drinking, like right now I'm
to have
drinking
a
wine.
good time. We're
I'm
drinking some good
'cause
wine.
I'm in. What are we drinking? What are we drinking, Chico?
On tour.
On tour.
Yeah, we're
Do
going
you
on
really
tour.
think is that good?
It's great.
Chug the whole glass if you think it's that good. I'm kidding. I'm
Nah,
kidding.
nah,
Don't do
nah.
that.
See, wine, you gotta enjoy.
You gotta
it,
enjoy
the
it, you gotta enjoy
taste.
it.
Guys,
And-
that wine is fire. I'm just gonna plug the wine real quick. On tour,
Yep.
coming to stores near you, liquor stores, and
And that's
yeah,
it's a
we
great
got the
wine,
first
and I
bottle.
like trying new things. I like drinking, but I do it because it's not to escape. You know what I mean? It's a difference when you're doing something to escape your situations and stuff like that, or when you're doing it because of recreations and stuff. You know what I mean? So that's something you gotta understand. You gotta know yourself. Am I doing it for recreation, or am I trying to escape something, or what is the case?
yeah,
You know
like
what I mean?
there's a deeper root to why you're using that shit. You know what I mean? Like it's not because you fucking and like it makes you feel good, but why does it make you feel good? What are you trying to cover? Why is that shit, playing such a big part in your life where you can't function without it, and it doesn't have to be just meds or marijuana. It could be, porn. It could be, porn. It could be.
You gotta emphasize on the porn because that's
could
gonna be
be-
Why he
addictive.
has to make eye contact with me when he says porn? What's good with you?
Bro, relax. Hold on.
Yo, suéltame el micrófono. He's just holding my mic.
Look,
Pause.
it could be porn. It could be, working out, bro. Like there could be some people that just take it where they just OD on it. It's not even an obsession no more. It's like I can't function without it, and it's actually what it is.
Yeah,
an
even
addiction.
working out too much could be unhealthy. Like believe it or not, like too much. of
Bro,
that
it
could
can
could
kill
destroy
you.
you.
It can kill
You
you.
end up getting hurt,
And
so.
other things that you consume and put in your body, you got to be very careful. There's
Like
people
sugar.
that yeah,
People are addicted to sugar.
sugar, caffeine, cigarettes, obviously, nicotine. So there's different things that can just
Porn.
porn. So let's talk about porn
Porn.
real quick.
Who's your
How
favorite porn
often do
star?
you guys watch porn?
Oh.
That's a turn into
I'm-
a
this
touchy
shit.
topic. Touchy topic.
Yo, y'all feel uncomfortable about it? It's cool.
There's no yeah. There's too many people.
Yeah.
You feel
Okay,
uncomfortable?
okay.
I don't
Let's
watch
talk
porn.
past tense. How often did you used to watch that
Yeah, we
shit?
can make pretend. We can make pretend it's in the
It
past.
depends what age you're
When you were
talking about.
younger, when you first saw it, when you
when
you
I first
figured
saw
out
it.
you can watch it on your phone at any time without your parents knowing.
More than I.
More than he would like to say.
More than I
he would
should,
like to
my
say.
G.
No, I feel
Alright.
like we all went. I mean, personally, I went through it
Bro,
too.
we
It's
all went through a
It's
stage where it was
man.
like, it was crazy.
My
Yeah,
dad had
it
to
was
fix
wildin'.
the window in my room one time, and then my bed sheet was turned over, and it looked crazy. He was like, "Yo, what's good with this?"
Wait. What was that? No. First of all,
First off,
did you ever hear about doing it in the shower, my nigga? That's the cleanest way to go.
Yeah, you leave no evidence. You leave
No
no,
evidence behind.
You can't really bring your computer with you to the shower.
You can bring your phone. You can bring your
I
phone.
was like 13, 12 years old, my nigga. We have
Tico
I
knows,
have
man.
cell
Tico
phone.
knows.
This nigga had all the
Yo,
circles.
you know, I used to work in a cell phone
Yo,
store.
we're gonna edit that part out. We ain't
No,
talking
we're
about
not.
that.
We're not
editing.
editing.
That
That
is
is staying on the show.
Stay, man.
And we're completely transparent. We good. I'm sure
I'm
there's
just
people
saying.
that are worse.
That was just a joke.
It was not a joke. He was
Let me
not
tell
a joke at all.
let me tell you guys something though. So there was damn, I lost my train of thought, bro.
It happens, man. You
That
make me
was
lose mine like two times.
crazy. What the fuck was I?
Is that about
You was gonna tell us your
pornography?
favorite porn star.
No, I wasn't. That is not happening.
That is not
What type of
happening.
por- What type
That
of
means
porn do
there's
you like to
one.
watch? What type of porn do you like to watch?
That is also excluded.
Yo, what's good with this
Regular porn,
transparency,
bro.
my nigga?
Regular porn.
Regular porn.
You're
You
traditional.
like watching lesbian porn?
No.
Why?
I don't know, man.
Wait, no.
Weird.
I'ma
This
tell you-
conversation was supposed to be addiction, and now we're gonna get deeper into
Well,
the
I like to.
pornography.
I like to.
thing.
I'm not gonna. I'll tell you guys. All right. I like to watch solo porn because at least I'm not the only weird one that's just touching himself by himself. At least both of us are being weird.
Hey, man, that's comforting. I get it.
At least
Yo,
I'm not the only
yo.
weird one, you feel me?
That was a good logic.
Nah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Look, I like
this nigga gonna talk
liked
about for real.
lesbian porn because I never liked seeing another dude. It was just weird to me. It was just like,
Nah, I'm boring. That's just like the
This
girl and the man. That's it.
I didn't like that shit. I was like,
I'm
why am I
Does-
staring?
would
Why
it
am I
bother
looking
you
at
if
this
the man had
dude?
a smaller penis?
I don't pay attention to all that shit. I really don't. I never really focus on all that shit. I was like, yo, I'm just doing it. That's it. But
said,
listen.
"I'll pay
Yo,
attention."
we need to go to the next subject.
No. Because
But-
okay, yeah, we're getting deep into the
Okay.
topic
So,
of
so let
pornography.
me let me tell you, the reason why. I used to work at a cell phone store. This thing is crazy. Yeah, I used to work at a cell phone store, and I stopped touching people's cell phone, my nigga. There was some dudes that would be coming in. They're older. They're not savvy with technology, and they tell me, "Yo, can you fix my internet?" And I had to fix, it was obviously just the Wi-Fi and just turning on their mobile data, things that was just
Simple things,
Simple, but they
simple
looked at
things.
me like a fucking
Genius.
genius. It was like I was in the
Oh,
lab
yeah,
cooking
you're
it up.
genius.
word.
No,
I was
you know-
scientist,
Nigga, you were
my
part of
nigga.
You know when
Geek
you
Squad
said-
and shit.
When
Yo,
you,
for real.
when you said that, the people come into your store with their phone and they have I'm guessing they have the pornography in there.
My
right?
nigga, they have websites open
Dude.
and you just see them say, "Oh, my bad," and they say, this shit is, and they kind of say some creepy shit to kind of smoothen out the,
Nah, it
the
does not
awkward
work.
moment, and then it just turns even awkward because I just like,
What type of shit would you hear? Like,
Yo,
I was
my nigga.
frustrated last
So
night,
let me
my
tell
nigga. I'm sorry,
let me
B.
tell you this one story because it doesn't leave my mind. Not that I think about.
He thinks about it.
Pause.
He has nightmares
But
about it.
it was like
about
a
it. He
fucking
has
moment
nightmares. He has like-
where it was
he
like
has nightmares.
it's like a trauma that I remember not to touch people's phone because of that dude. So he comes in the store, his fucking phone doesn't turn on.
Okay.
He
That
was
shit
like,
probably sticky too.
my nigga, it was
Probably had, like,
dirty. No.
fingerprints-
Let me give
fingerprints.
you a real. The phone looked dirty.
Yeah, fingerprints.
It looked
all
like
on
somebody that doesn't even wipe down the screen because they had a screen protector that looked like from 5 years ago. So I grab his phone because my first instinct is let me see if I could turn it on. I plug it up, nothing happens. I try to act like I'm a technician. I look at the battery, see if it's swollen because some people overcharge
Try
their
to
phone, and it looked good. And I'm like, yo, bro, I personally can't help you with this. And he was like, yo, bro, is that I was watching. I don't know if I got a virus. And I'm like, why would you get a virus on your phone? And he goes, well, I was watching some shit last night. And I'm like,
Oh.
I look at him and he says, yeah, man, I was lonely. And he didn't say I was watching porn. He just said I was lonely. Wife was at work and I needed some attention.
Wow.
And I
He
looked
could
at
have waited
him,
till wife get home.
and he
He's
was
like,
like-
I gotta do it now.
No, it wasn't at nighttime. He was like, wife had just left to work. It was
That's
early in the
crazy.
morning, so he was just watching porn before he
happens.
came to the fucking store. So that phone, I know he didn't wash his hands, my nigga. I looked at
He
him and
just-
said,
Did
word,
your hand get pregnant?
bro.
He picked
I
up that phone.
dropped- Look,
He picked up the phone like it was his wife, like
At-
going and
yo,
doing labor. Like, oh
bro.
no, I gotta fix this.
at that moment,
That is
I'm looking
crazy.
at the phone and I'm not touching it no more. I left it on the counter and I look at him and said, bro, you got to take that to the technician to check it out. Because I can't open that phone. I don't know what's wrong with it. He says, but you can check it. I said, no, Ryan, it's out of my hands at this point. And I said, it's definitely out of my hands at this
Wait,
point.
She got dick hand.
When you, yo,
Nigga,
when-
I ran
had
to the
the
back.
can.
I ran over the counter, my nigga, and got the hand sanitizer. Bro, I think I emptied the fucking bottle. I was like, yes,
Yo,
motherfucker.
when you said that, all I thought I was like, Chico after that probably bought a set of gloves, some
Bro,
like
I
masks.
asked the owner
like,
if
every
I
time
can
he
get
gets a
some
phone,
ate some
put the
Subway
gloves on.
sandwich.
Yo, I asked the owner if I can get some black gloves and use them because people kept on giving me their phones. And some dude gave me his phone once, and I was Xing it out all the programs, and he had the photo app open, and it was his fucking dick on the fucking screen.
Yo, I'll tell you a story. I didn't want to say this.
Yo,
but
it got
since you
me
already
so
said it.
You
tight.
didn't wanna
Yo,
say it?
but
Yo,
wait,
actually,
it
I'm
got
not
me
gonna say it.
like
No, you
it
gonna
got me.
say it.
It got me so tight, my nigga. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Just
Like,
remember your girl upstairs.
eliminate. Like,
No, nigga. It's good with you.
I say some wild shit.
I was going through my boy's phone one time, man.
What were you doing going over through his phone?
No,
first of
not
all?
like that, my nigga. He showed me a picture. You know, you're not supposed to swipe
Why
to
do
the
you
left, to
keep?
the
Why,
right.
why do people like you exist, my nigga? Why
I would
can't
not give you
y'all
my
stay
phone
on
now.
one picture? The picture that we show you.
He learned his lesson. He learned his lesson. What? How you
Go
learned
on,
your lesson?
go
How
on,
you learned
go
your
on.
lesson?
Man, I seen parts of that. And my nigga,
Yeah,
and that
man,
shit
nah.
was dripping. And that picture. And I was like, yo, take this, my nigga. I never
Yo,
choked that nigga again, dog.
That's fragile.
You looked
That's
at him and
fragile.
it reminded you of his
yo, I
penis.
can't-
Guy
never
code
seen him
and
again.
human code, period. When somebody gives you their phone to look at a picture, do not, I repeat, don't even touch the screen.
Yo.
Just touch it from the side, look at the picture, give
Listen
it back.
to
Do
Rafi,
not
guys.
swipe.
Anybody
Whatever you
listening
do,
to this
you
podcast,
never know,
Someone wants
man.
to show me, they could just send it to me.
That shit.
Send you the picture.
Just send me that shit. dog.
They really want me to see it that bad.
Just send me that shit. You know, we
I don't want to
need-
touch your phone.
We don't need a
Yeah,
no,
no.
contact with
That
That's
is
why
true.
AirDrop exists.
That is true. That is true. Like, prevent from lending your phone. Like, if you could send it. But if you have no other toys and your friend gives it to you, like, don't swipe. Just don't swipe.
Word.
Yo, it happens, man.
It happens, yeah. But
It
you
happens,
know, it's gotta be
and that's
careful.
when you learn your lesson. Because when and look, these guys that came into the store, I'm talking about like my pop's age. So it wasn't like these obviously young dudes aren't gonna come in.
Would it have bothered
'Cause
you
they
less
know,
if
yeah.
you was touching a young?
No, because they wouldn't
He's a
come
young
in.
guy, he's a young
They
guy.
wouldn't come in asking for these types of issues, bro. They'll figure it out. It's very simple stuff.
Google it, man. It's simple.
Yeah, like it's not science, bitch.
Luckily, you don't work in that no more, right?
Yo, I was so happy because that was one of the reasons why. Because there was some creep dudes that would come and tell me like, and show me pictures of young girls that they were talking to that send them pictures from DR, and they would like brag about it. So you also had to sound like a creep, not like a creep because they were probably like my age, but it was like a creep where he's like 57, my nigga, talking
Word.
about a 20-year-old. Like I was like, bruh, what you talking about, my
Yeah, need to
nigga?
know
Like,
this right now. We in a cell phone store. I'm just trying to take care of your phone,
yeah, bro.
That's
Like
all
I
care
don't
about.
want to know
I need
what
the stories.
uh,
but
Katia is
but
doing in DR.
that
with
goes
you,
to
my nigga.
show you, though, man. People like sometimes people just want that kind of attention. Like they just want to feel.
Yo, that's an
like-
addiction, yo.
Yeah, it's that type, and
That
I
is,
guess, yeah,
that
it
is,
is.
'cause
yeah.
these are
Nigga said,
married
"I
dudes.
need
These are
attention."
married
I
Oh
needed
no, especially if
attention.
they're married.
I
And
needed it. Like it looked like this nigga was fiending for
No.
the phone to come on so he can continue to
So
watch
that's
his
a-
porn. my
that's
nigga.
a
It was
problem.
like a crackhead moment.
Imagine you being married. How like being married and then having to like be that like
Yo.
obsessive with pornography still after something is wrong there. I don't know. I just feel like something kind
Yeah,
of wrong there.
Yo, but I'll
it
tell you
definitely
right
does,
now.
and it fucks up with your reality
It
too.
does. It does.
You don't even enjoy real sex sometimes.
No, you don't.
If you
I
lose
haven't
any
experienced that.
any listeners, you know they would be watching porn too much.
Yeah, they probably feel guilty after this.
They
It's
probably
okay.
like,
I mean, some people. It's a
pendejo.
controversial thing. Some people say it's okay to watch pornography. Some people disagree with it. You know what I mean? Because of the addiction that it can cause you. It's just do it modernly, man. If you're gonna do it, but I recommend you don't do it. Just because it really just messes with you. And if you are real heavy on it, man, like lay off of it.
stop, my nigga, stop.
No, I wouldn't say
Stop.
no.
Stop.
I wouldn't say go cold turkey. I wouldn't say go cold turkey off the bat, because you know if you do it every day 3 times, man, and then going to 0, that's it'll be tough for you. It's an example. But if you do it like modernly, like cut it down less, man, slowly let that shit go, because you don't wanna-
Whoa.
you know,
Pause.
because you know I had to let her know that you can't just let it
Pause.
go like that,
Okay,
girl.
okay.
Let me stop. Nah, but,
No,
but
for real, let it go, my nigga.
seriously, man, just let it go.
Stop
Just let it-
stroking your shit. My nigga, let it
Yeah, let that
Oh,
shit go.
It's summertime.
But let
It's
it go,
about
yeah.
to be
Summertime,
baby.
go over there, find you boo and shit like that, fall in love, get married next year, and that's it. Damn, I just spoke on somebody's whole life right now. Yeah, that was perfect
Yo,
timing.
I just had to, do
that
the
was
clap.
perfect timing.
It was a good message.
I'm the
It's a
only
great
nigga
message.
without headphones, so I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
We got you next time, bro.
You'll be alright.
Yo,
man. Just deal with it.
The album
Yeah, going back. to
and,
that.
and obviously we're gonna refer to the album as just the foundation of our conversations. The intro, what kind of, like, when you heard the intro, what did you think? Did you think the album was gonna be whack, or do you think like, yo, this is when I wasn't expecting?
When I heard the intro, I wasn't like sure what to expect because the intro, like, I like what he was talking about. Though he had me
Yeah,
intrigued
something
from the
just
very
fell.
beginning
Yeah,
because he talks about how babies. I like how he just described like how we are when we are baby, and then the first emotions like when we are sad or whatever
Yeah,
the case
yeah.
is, we cry. When we are happy, we smile, and we carry that on through our whole life. So it's like I just like how you broke it down, like how we deal with emotions and stuff like that, and how there's different ways to deal with it. You know what I mean? That's just one. So-
meditate, don't
yeah.
medicate.
yeah, meditate, don't medicate. The beginning, he just I like how he's the whole album take it to a journey.
Hey, oh, we got a rapper in the building.
We got multiple.
Yeah, man. So, we can talk about other things also that can kind of relate to what we're already talking about. And if it doesn't, fuck it. So Rafi, what is it that you do? Because we didn't get to talk about you a little bit. I know everybody heard that Lenny does funny skits. He's building a following. You guys gotta follow him. His Instagram is Lenny Did It, at Lenny Did It. How about you, bro? What is it that you are working on right now to
Well,
influence the youth?
My name is Ralphie. I mean, you've been hearing my name throughout this whole podcast because it's that infamous. And I'm kind of like Tommy from Martin. I'm the guy that just hangs around, people love, and they don't even know what he does. He just does it well. You know what I mean? And
What do you do?
that's what I'm about. You know what I mean? I'm just about good vibes. I'm about giving good messages, man. And right now I'm working on talking about because we were
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about IG, and it just like it hit me. I'm like, you know what? Like I don't really want to mess around too much with social media, but I do like to write. I like to do like what people would call spoken words, but not really because there's like certain rules to the writing when it comes to spoken words and,
Yeah, yeah.
and poetry that I'm not really
You're
following.
gonna be like the rebel.
yeah,
You're gonna be like the rogue.
I'm not just right because I like to express myself and I share some of my ideas with other people and they like it. They feel like it's very creative and I feel like I'm very creative.
And if
so
it's definitely different than anything that already exists, you're on the money.
thank you. I believe that it is, man, and that's what I'm here to share. I'm just here to share my thoughts, my point of view on certain things, and that's it. And I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna post something and delete it, not delete what I post, but delete Instagram right away. So I'm gonna keep that habit. So I'm gonna post something and I'm gonna delete it. Next time I go on, if
You're not gonna fiend to look who liked
nah,
it.
I'm not gonna feel who likes it, who
who's sending
commented.
you love
Nah, don't get
and
me wrong.
supporting you.
No, I'm a reply to everybody. Of course, I reply to everybody. If the support comes, I'm a reply to it. You know what I mean? And all of that whenever I look back on it. But in the time that I post something, I'm gonna just let it be and rock
Let it be
out.
what it is.
Yeah, let it be what it is because I have the tendency sometimes to post something and then double check it and make sure like, is it all right? Is this something that I really
So you
want to
start
share?
doubting yourself?
So you start doubting yourself. So in this right now, this time around, I don't want to doubt myself because I feel like I have messages that I want to share and I want people to like see it from a different perspective, see it from my perspective. You know what I mean? And just give my point of view when it comes to love. Give my point of view when it comes to certain challenges in life. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna talk about just one topic. I'm gonna talk about whatever it is that crosses my mind. So that's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm working on right now. I'm gonna just welcome people in my world, and whatever happens from there, happens. And yeah, man. Thank you,
Fire.
thank you, man. Thank you.
So he kind of just did like a spoken word in between the whole,
The whole
talking about what
introduction,
the
'cause
introduction and,
yeah,
and
nah, yeah, no, thank you.
giving his pitch.
Yeah, because I feel like everybody, everybody has a point of view, and I like what you're doing. You're inspiring me too, Chico. What you're doing right now with the podcast, sharing your
I appreciate you
perspective, sharing your
guys.
point of view, the way you are right now, and letting the world know.
That's
You know what I mean?
love.
And the same thing with Lenny. Like Lenny is wild. Like Lenny
Yo.
is crazy, but I like what he's doing.
People
because,
gonna know.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're gonna know. Follow at Lenny.
Did it.
Just follow him, man, because he's funny, and I like how he's just being himself. You know what I
And
mean?
if they say that he did it, he did that
he
shit.
really did it. He
Definitely
doesn't
did
lie.
that shit.
So all of you guys, it helped me out a lot. It's like, you know what, like y'all sharing your messages. People are supporting. People are hearing you guys. So I'm like, you know what, I have a message too, and I feel like it deserves to be heard. So that's what I'm
Nice.
here to do.
So does that mean that that's a reason why your circle should be doing or inspiring or doing something that's just not in the comfort box, like
Yes.
in the box. You're
Yeah.
not with the rest that are following the regular routine where you're going out every Friday and you
Yeah.
talk about how drunk you got.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, no pun, like no,
No
diss
pun
to you,
intended.
but you know, we hit a certain, you know, age. And I've heard about this and talking to other people that went through it, the quarter century, you know, midlife crisis, whatever. Like when you hit 25 and up, you start really thinking about the next 5 years. Like, what the hell am I gonna do by the age of 30? Where am I gonna be at by the age of 30? And I don't think anybody wants to be at their mom crib at 30, going to the club talking about how lit last night was and
No.
how you got some random chick, you know, number and mess with her in the bathroom. Like, you know, we had those moments before,
Yeah.
and I feel like some people just don't grow out of that. And if you're stuck in that circle, you know, you're not exposed to different things. You're not exposed to, you know, people talking about investments, talking about financial freedom, talking about, you know, generational wealth. And then people get the whole mindset where they start talking about, well, I don't need money to be happy. And and that
That's an
shit pisses
excuse.
me off
That's a
so
cover-up.
much, bro. When
That's
people
an
say, when I
excuse,
talk
man.
about money and people say, well, I don't need money to be happy, and
an
I'm looking at
excuse.
them like, I never said happiness comes from money, nor did I say that I need
It's a
money
great
to
down
be happy.
payment, though. It's a great down payment, if you ask me.
What?
Though.
Like, I'm talking about money and happiness are two
Yeah.
different conversations.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but people tend to put those things together to just kind of build a wall to kind of like defend themselves on how they're not doing shit. You know what I mean?
To be honest, I mean, like, I feel like everybody, like, not everybody has them, but like a lot of people have that friend that they need to cut off, and they're scared to cut that person off. You know what I'm saying? And
Why?
because they're scared of changing. They're scared of change.
I would say too that they are comfortable. In
Yeah.
many cases, we tend to be comfortable with the friends that we are surrounded by. So it's like I feel like our friends is our comfort zone in a way too, because it could hinder us.
But how about the people that do cut off those friends, but then find new friends that do the same thing that the old friends used to do?
Well, that's what you're attracting.
Exactly. So does that mean that you gotta get exposed to somebody that gets you uncomfortable or out of your comfort zone?
Sometimes you do get across that person. You get outside your comfort zone, and you get scared by that. You feel me? Like, not everybody, like, they're supposed to be broke people. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like
Not
they-
just
it even
financially, right?
Yeah, like even mentally poor. Like the Bible said, there will always be poor people. You feel me? Not everybody's meant to change. So, you know, sometimes, you know, you leave that
Yeah,
zone,
you just
and
gotta
you
leave
jump
if
into
you-
another zone that's still broke people. I see you keep trying to take the thing. My bad. And then, like, you jump into another crowd, and it's another set of broke people, another crowd,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you come across that crowd that is people that's like, yo, mad positive. You're like, yeah, I can't be chilling with these niggas. These niggas wax. They don't be going to the club drinking all the time. They don't be doing this, and the third. And then, you know,
Yeah.
you go back to another
So
crowd of badass friends.
So you said that they have to leave that familiar zone, right? They have to leave that circle. You know, they're scared of leaving that circle. I read a book called The Dream Giver. That book, it talked about, I forgot the names, so I'm gonna fuck it up. But guys, go and look up that book. I encourage you to go and buy it. Read a different type of book. If you're into like fiction, love, romance, and you know 20 Shades of fucking gray, then you can definitely listen to The Dream Giver and learn something new. Because you'll definitely relate to it, man. He talks about familiar and regular, something like that. He names the characters by things that people are. Like you're familiar, you're in your comfort zone, so he calls you like regular and different names, average and all these different things. And he talked about him like as the guy that realized that he was around a bunch of people that were in the comfort zone and he wanted to leave, and the town that he had to leave to was unfamiliar town, something like that.
Yeah.
Like
He had to
out
cross
of
the bridge.
Yeah, he had to cross
I
that
remember that
bridge and
book.
move to a different town.
But his friends I
They
remember
stayed
at the
behind.
border. No, and in the border they were trying to
They were
stop
trying to
him.
stop him.
from
They were
going.
telling him,
Yeah,
no, you
some
shouldn't
stuff,
go that
some
way.
stuff.
Nobody's ever made it back.
Yeah.
That thing isn't, you know, what
It's
you think it is.
dangerous. It's like-
Stay over
it's-
here where it's familiar. No,
Nah.
no.
It's
I
like
heard
the
that. I
40
read that
days-
recently.
It's like the you know the 40 days that Jesus spent on the desert and stuff like that. It's kind of
Yeah,
similar to that
it's based
story.
off that, but using different names,
Yeah.
not biblical names. So
pretty
it
powerful,
can be more
man.
general to people that
Yeah.
aren't quote unquote religious or believe in
It's a powerful book. It's a
and
powerful
and the
book.
Bible, they can listen, they can read it, and it's really just based off of a story from the Bible.
And side note, I mean, personally, like if you don't believe in the Bible and so forth, the Bible has certain truth to it. I recommend it if you are one of those people that whatever, it's just, you don't have no solid grounds, nothing to defend your reason as to why you feel a certain way towards like either the Bible or certain religions. I believe you should definitely look into it. You know what I mean? Like build reasons as to why you don't like it or as to why you will like it. You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know, you can't say you hate something you haven't even found out about. So is certain verses you could probably resonate with, man. You never know. You might be surprised.
A lot of them. And going back to the book, now that I fact checked for this episode, because I don't really fact check when I say something, I'm gonna be open to be wrong because I don't always know all the facts on what I'm talking about, but I just either glance through it or heard about it. So the name of the character that's the main character, his name is Ordinary, and he lived in Familiar Town. And his parents were also named a certain thing. So he was an ordinary person, basically. And like we all consider ourselves maybe
was
like
basic.
basic people. We were living basic lives, and he wanted to get out of that and chase his dreams. And his father in the first was scared to let him go, but his father encourages him to go because he realized that he left his dreams and stayed in Familiar Town because it was familiar and he didn't want to go into the unknown, which a lot of us always do. You know what I mean? Like we even run to drugs or to other things to escape from the reality that we got to move forward and we got to let go of our 8th grade crushes
Or the
our
P word.
let go for penis.
No.
Oh, porn.
Yeah, I think that's what he meant. That's what he meant.
Same shit, because you need your penis when you watch porn. Yeah.
I guess yeah, we could go with that.
So-
Finger.
Yo, graphic. Yo, shout out to everybody that sticks through this whole entire episode.
How long are we right now?
It doesn't even matter right now because we still got some to go.
Oh yeah.
So
We could do this all day.
that's what she said.
Haha, she knows. Exactly.
So, damn, I wanted to play this shit right here, but it's gonna be too late for it, so I'm not gonna do that
The
sound
joke
effect.
is done.
The joke is done.
But
This nigga try to go back to a joke. I hope you don't try to edit that part.
Nope. I'm not editing anything, bro. This is all going up live on YouTube. Shout out to our YouTube subscribers. Subscribe to our YouTube account, our Instagram, Cause and Effect Podcast, guys. I'm just plugging it in so you guys can get to that.
I'm just happy that my grandma doesn't know English. Because if she would hear this, my nigga, it'd be over. For me.
She'll talk. She'll have like a prayer. A group
Shout out
go
to
to your
everybody
house.
who didn't use Rosetta Stone. Or that other shit that we used to hear back. What was that commercial? Inglés sin barrera.
Yo, inglés sin barrera.
I'm not barrera aquí, so there's no.
Yo,
way.
but
no translation.
yeah, so it was just ordinary people, and he wanted to get out of that zone, and I feel like we go through that shit a lot. We went through that shit, and even sometimes we fall behind and become those people again, where we kind of like slip back into certain habits that aren't pushing us forward, financially, spiritually, physically. All those things that we do that don't push us, it doesn't only have to be financially. Like,
Yeah.
anyway, even your mindset just se
yeah.
queda atrasado,
I was
bro.
gonna- I
You'd
was
be
gonna-
like,
Yeah.
in 2010, my nigga.
I was gonna say that, like another thing too, like your friends, yeah, they play a major part in your life and the things that you end up doing. But at the same time, you gotta take responsibility. If you feel like your
Yup.
crowd is okay, this crowd we ain't going nowhere. Like understand that there's more to life than what the heck is around you. You know what I mean? So if you wanna find out, you gotta take responsibility upon yourself for the change that you want. Like, if your friends aren't the type of friends that if you feel like you have outgrown your friends, like, okay, I know there's more out there, then you're gonna have to change yourself and attract those people that you want in your life. If you want people that are doing more positive things, start doing more positive things. If you want people that,
Yup.
are, let's just say entrepreneurs, for example, go to marketing events, go to brunches, go to Lenny's event that he has in
April
26.
26, motherfuckers.
Nah.
Metropolis.
If you want to be ratchet, you go to Metropolis. And go have a ball. Now I'm fucking
You
with
got
you
you
guys.
got to meet some people there.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Is this selfish? I feel like, and I might be wrong when I say this, but I feel like a friend should be somebody that you can benefit from or can benefit from you.
It's not selfish at all.
Because like I feel like if I don't have anything to benefit from you and I can't benefit anything into you, like I can't put nothing into your life, we have no business of hanging out.
Not at all.
You feel me? Like, and it doesn't have to just be money. It could be like, I could learn something from you or anything. But if you're just there, just wasting space, like, why are we cool?
I agree with you 100.
I
Like,
agree.
I don't feel like, I mean, there's friends that you could have that even if they don't benefit you, but you have a love for them, visit them once in a while, say, I'm not even visit you. I mean, whatever you feel like, say what's up to them once in a while, if that's somebody you really love. But if they don't bring any type of like value to your life, yeah, don't surround yourself too much with that. Like, look for those who add value to your life. Look for those who inspire you and make you want to do more things because, those friends, like, yeah, you gotta. I don't want to
mean-
make it sound selfish, but yeah, if I'm not getting
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
from you,
fuck
it's
that
like,
shit.
yeah, like.
Personally, I agree with that because it kind of creates like this different type of bond. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not talking about it like, oh, if you're not making money for me, I'm not chilling with you, because that's also sounds kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like you just know that hanging with this person is gonna impact you and it's gonna push you forward and it's gonna just keep you growing, because that person is not just getting things in your pocket. He's pushing you by inspiring you, getting you out of your own comfort. You know what I mean? Like he's doing things that you would have just said, "Damn, I don't know if I could do that." But if he does it, I can too, because I know that dude. You know what I mean? So it's like those things are important to me, and I feel like if you're a person that just doesn't have, that progress, that mindset, that wants to just do things and just not scared of fucking up and looking stupid, then I'm gonna feel the same. I'm gonna stay in the same comfort of the things that I feel make me look stupid, but I want to do. But if I'm around somebody that's looking stupid, but they're chasing something that they really want to do, I'm like, yo, if this person can do it, I can too. And I wouldn't be scared to fucking up because I saw that you did and you didn't die. There's some people that's scared of getting rejected or having things, happen where people are talking shit about you because they feel like it's like an invisible bullet that hits them, and it's like their ego gets crushed and their pride and all these things, and they feel like they got to just go back to being the person they were because that's where they were accepted. And I don't think you need that approval from anybody, man.
I feel like lessons and experience are priceless. You know what I mean? Like just because you don't, like El Chico said, I mean, it's not all about just making money with somebody. Like, yeah, I mean, it's cool, it's great. If you can make money together, great. But if I could learn something from you, or if I could get an experience, like a worthy experience with you, then that's what really matters at the end of the day, because it's what we're here for, to experience life and to live. You know what I mean? So if you make me feel good and you add value to my life in one way or another, in whatever area of my life it is that you contribute to, then great. You know what I mean? There's different ways for people to add value to your life, but you gotta like balance it out, because you can't have somebody that, okay, I like hanging out with these people. This guy makes me feel like I'm cool with this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like hanging out with this guy, whatever. I like having a drink with him. Conversation is dope, but I don't learn nothing from this guy. Like, you gotta know if, okay, you like hanging out with the dude, cool, but keep him to the side. Like, that's your boy, whatever. Hey, say what's up.
You
when
could
you
have
feel like
casual moments where
Yeah.
you hang and y'all have a moment.
Yeah, but when
you
it
don't
comes
have
to like, yeah,
be every single day.
exactly.
And I feel like those people that are scared of moving on from their current circle is because they're scared that they're gonna get hurt by another circle. It's like a relationship where you don't want to leave somebody because you fear of, starting something new and going through I don't know this person, I don't know if I can trust this person, all these different things that get you uncomfortable. Because all these people, it's like what they say, it's better a devil that I know than one that I don't know. And that's like a Spanish saying.
I've never seen a nice devil, so I don't know how that What?
mejor diablo que conozco que diablo que sé yo, like
No, I know
whatever.
the
Like
phrase,
yeah, so
but-
at the end of the day, it's just saying that you rather have something that you're familiar with than something that's unfamiliar. You know what I mean? And that's where the people have fear, and it keeps you stuck if you stay that way. And I think going back to circling to the album, because we're kind of basically reviewing the album and kind of just talking about personal shit. That's what I feel like I got from the album in essence, where he's giving a message and he's saying you don't have to fucking follow what everybody else is doing. And also bringing awareness to where you're heading, because you might be heading down a fucking dead end. On top of that, you're also not being somebody that's at service to other people, because you have all this influence, but you're fucking leading them down a pitfall. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not putting them in a position where they're thinking about. And then those people that do, like with Jay-Z's album, people were like, "Oh, he's old, he's washed, he's always talking about money. Nobody want to talk about that. Where's the good stuff? Where's this and the third?" And then it got
Where's the
people,
drugs at?
Yeah, like, where's this bumping, this new dance, or what, something that can make me feel good. And if you don't feel good from somebody telling you some shit that you need to hear, bro, I mean, obviously you don't, because it's never something where you want to hear from somebody tell you something, that kind of like basically correcting you.
Yeah, like when you're a teenager, especially like I think it's a Lil Pump, right? That he
Pump.
got offended because of it. When you're young like
Nah,
that.
I think it was even Future. Future was dissing Jay because he said something about the money phone.
Oh no, that's Jay Z.
The Jay-Z.
No,
I don't know
yeah.
about
Wasn't
Pump.
it about,
I'm talking about-
I think it was
Oh,
about
you're
having a football player watch. Something about.
Yeah, but it was also the money phone because he took a picture
yeah.
with the money phone.
No, yeah, that
Then you have
the
Lil
J.
Pump.
Cole.
I think J.
Oh,
Cole.
was
I
J.
get
Cole
you, I
I'm
get
talking
you.
about,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
with the J.
yeah,
Cole
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
like
he was like, "Fuck J. Cole."
Yeah, but you
this and
gotta-
the third. I think he was talking about making a diss song. To him.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
J. Cole was referencing in 1985.
yeah.
Lil Pump.
And it's crazy because like, but you gotta think about it. These young kids, like a lot of people talking about it. It makes sense. Like myself right now, listening to it, like yo, well, you're not. Certain 18, 19-year-olds won't listen to they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen to no woke shit. They don't want to listen to nothing that has to do with like positive. They just want to get messed up and that's it because they're in their feelings. Like you know how deep, like you said, you posted a
Yeah,
picture on MySpace, was it back in the day? Whatever.
Yeah. Just being,
because-
everybody's
'cause
depressed
we are
nowadays.
depressed.
Everybody
Especially-
wants to like promote that shit.
Especially when you're young, like when you're in your teenage years, those are the most fragile years because you go through like all types of emotional roller coasters. So it's like things like that. You don't want to
Yeah.
hear nothing positive. You just want to get messed up and like just get trashed and forget about.
But
everything.
even with that, man, let's talk about that for a second. Nowadays, bro, you don't even know who to reach out to and kind of like be a a good friend to
Yeah, there's
or
not
a
a lot
good
of role models
person
out there.
because everybody's depressed and everybody's suicidal.
So that you don't know where you get your advice from. Like where do I get
Like
my advice from?
no,
It's crazy.
I'm saying that people are suicidal and you're over here like, I don't know if this person just saying that shit to get attention and get you likes, or is this person really need to talk to somebody? Like, is he really going through some shit? Because you got to think about it. There's a lot of artists that have done that stunt where they're talking about killing themselves to gain some type of, gain notoriety, like people to notice you and hit you up and bring, attention to yourself. And you're about to drop a song. Yeah, and that's why you did that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I know it's bad that you're talking about killing yourself and like suicide and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then when you said that, I thought about these two rappers, but Kanye and Kid Cudi, they're working on an album together now. You heard about that too, right?
yeah.
And it's crazy
It's
too.
like 7 songs.
I'm not sure.
He's coming out with and Kanye's coming out with his own album too.
And that's the one he said that's only 7 songs, his own album. Because he said it's only 7 or 8 tracks.
Good
but-
enough for me.
But I was just thinking about
Yeah.
that too, because it's like them two have some type of like tension because they argued before a lot.
Yeah,
And he was
yeah.
like on and off, and now he's like they cool now. They're making an album out of nowhere. Like he
They,
was.
they
Kid Cudi
apologized.
was
They
good.
made peace.
Kid Cudi was good music at one point, if
Yes.
I'm not mistaken.
And that's
then
why.
he
And
just
that's
dropped.
why. And that's why. And I know it has to do with like business, but it
yeah.
also has to do with Kanye not recognizing him
But-
and something like
yeah,
that. It's kind of like
but-
about not noticing his.
Yeah, his talent.
talent,
And I found
whatever.
it crazy because it's like Kid Cudi, like I guess that's why they're so good friends too, because they both could relate a lot in the sense that they both went through like suicidal thoughts in a way, kinda. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe Kanye went through some type of depressions as well. He mentioned things like that, and Kid Cudi definitely mentioned that before.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like they go through. They both have gone
They
through
got their
moments.
things, and maybe
yeah, where they could
sometimes
relate.
it's the pressure, the industry. It could be the pressure of trying to do something great and being held down because people don't want you to go that way. Kanye expresses it all the time that people are holding him back from being a Ralph Lauren, you know what I mean, or being a genius or being this person that does something like Disney, like Walt Disney, and they call him crazy.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Kid Cudi, like his music is kind of like out there, it's loopy, it's kind of like like it's just like it's like it sounds like a fucking like a bad or just a trip period, like you're
Yeah,
on
it
a
is a
freaking
trip. It's a real
crazy
trip.
mushrooms and shrooms and shit, like it just sounds crazy. And I feel like he just feels like nobody understands him, you know what I mean,
And they both could relate to that.
overlook him.
That's why I feel like they both relate. That's why I feel like they both.
And
this album's gonna be
Kanye
great.
not so much not being overlooked because everybody talks about Kanye. It's more about Kanye just wanting to be a creator and do certain things.
Yeah, he
you
doesn't
know,
want to be
and
seen just for the music, because
he
the
doesn't
music
want to
is
just be a rapper. He
knows
doesn't
for
want to
music.
die. And that's something that we
He wants to die a legend. He doesn't want to go away.
Yeah,
just
and
as
can
a
you-
rapper, as opposed to producer. and a
yeah, he
rapper,
wants to
that's it.
be somebody that just did great shit.
Yeah.
You know,
And he talked about J. Cole too. He said J. Cole be dissing him here and there, like, and then no post profit, and then he gets it. But in other tracks, supposedly, he mentioned like J. Cole mentioning him and stuff like that, like referring to him.
I think J. Cole just sees through certain things, bro.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm all for Kanye, but I feel like he also sees things where he's like, yo, it's like when you're a fan of somebody and you can see where they're kind of like becoming sellouts, and you're just like, come on, bro, like you was my hero. And it's like I feel like he hits him with jabs out of like a fan that's just disappointed in their
Yeah.
hero. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel too.
And that's a good example of what we don't want, for the people looking at us.
And going back to J. Cole album before we even like I don't know the time that we have here, but
We're about to wrap it up.
yeah, I want to refer to that Addict song.
Oh, the one
Once
that's
an
kind of
Addict.
like referring to we assume
He was
that it's talking
referring to
about his mother.
But yeah, we assume. But I don't know, man. I just feel like that's a very impactful song, and
Oh no, it is. It's a
yeah,
dope.
because
It's a real good story,
it's a very great story.
and it definitely like gets you going.
It's a cool song. I think. You know what's cooler than that? Y'all know what's cooler than
April
that?
26th.
April 26th. April 26th. Metropolis. Be there.
Lenny got you with shots.
Whoa.
Lenny
Hold
got
that.
you with shots.
Listen.
If you talk about the Cause and Effect podcast episode that you heard all the way till the end, you gotta tell him the word that we're gonna refer to as the code at the end of this show, that you listen to the whole entire
But
thing.
this
And you
is-
didn't skip through, because it might not be at the end. It might be in the middle somewhere. It might be towards the end. You never know.
So we're going to say the code word right now?
Nope.
So what's the code word going to be?
We're gonna post it.
But then if you post the code word...
Okay, we're gonna figure out this whole
No, we
code
have to
thing
make
in a
the
little
code
bit.
word right now.
Oh,
gonna be a code
okay.
word.
I get it.
This is the end of the podcast.
That's cool, guys. We got you. With
so
the code
so
word.
I'm going to make the code word right now?
Go ahead.
No.
Dope.
Dope.
There
Nah,
you go.
that's dope. Yeah, fuck it.
Just
Dope.
dope. That listen.
Nah, listen though. If you post that flyer, you'll see the flyer. Post that flyer, and if you tag 4 of your friends and then tag myself, I will give you a free drink that night. If you post that flyer, tag 4 of your friends.
It might be
and tag
watered
myself.
down, but it's still a drink.
You gonna get lit. All right. You gonna find your baby daddy at Metropolis. All right.
Good promo.
Yeah, great promo in between
Yeah.
a great message. Listen, man.
I'll pay half that child support. Just make sure you make it to Metropolis April 26th. All right.
We got so off track.
You pay for that.
Let's
you,
go
you
back
pay for that tower support.
to
But
Addicts.
the addicts,
Go ahead,
yeah,
Ralph.
that's so addicts, man. He's talking about his parent. He's talking about parenting, pretty much. I feel like he's referring to parenting in a sense. So it's like, yeah, think about it, man. If you are right now doing all those kind of like crazy stuff, like I didn't want to get into it, like drugs and all that stuff.
not
just
even
in
crazy
general.
shit. It's just like you're just acting a fool, thinking that shit ain't gonna
Yeah.
come back to you when your kids are your
Exactly.
age.
No, you gotta think about it. Like, if you have kids right now, like, how would your kids look at you? Like, do you want your kids to grow up just like that? I'm not saying that you're a bad influence.
And you got people out there
but-
saying, "Hell yeah,
Yeah,
I promise
probably.
You.
you gotta think about it.
There's someone out there right now who's like, yes, I cannot wait for my son to get older so I could smoke with him. There's someone out there like that.
There's
right
nothing wrong with
now.
smoking with your kids. It's okay. I condone
There
it.
we go.
But
But don't do coke with your kids.
But you gotta be an influence. You gotta understand that whatever you do, your kids do, especially at a very young age. You don't want to be over here going wild and going to the clubs every other week and bringing like women, for example, like bringing other men to the picture every other day, like for the kids to see. Oh,
Shit.
fathers not being
My
there.
daughter
like,
ain't dating till 30.
like fathers out there, man. Like, you know what I mean? Your kids are looking up to you. And right now, today's day, the way things are, especially with social media and things like that, like social media is parenting kids more than the parents are. You know what I mean? So you gotta think about things like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that song is a great message. If you haven't heard it, listen to it and think about it. You know what I mean? Think about what you're doing and how it affects your kids. That's all I really have to say about that, you know?
Dope. That's definitely a good point, man. And to just follow up on that, it just also let's take your kids out of the picture real quick. Your future kids, if you don't have any. Just talk about the people around you. Just talk about the people that are watching you. You know, there's people that like I didn't sign up to be a role model, but when you have, let's just talk about people that have influence. Like everybody has a certain level of influence, right? You can reach 20,000 people. There's some people that just reaches their nephews and little cousins and their family. They're looked up to. Their nephews always want to be like them, and you know. And then the flip side is also you got to pay attention to the people that you're coming up around you and you're neglecting, and somebody else has more influence on them than you. So, like, if you're doing something dope, right, something positive, and just something good, you know, whatever you want to call it, you got to take the time out to, you know, kind of just talk to your kid, talk to the kids around you, to the neighbors that look up to you, the ones that the little cousins that are in the family you see only on Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, you got to take the time out to check on them because they're exposed to all the shit we see. You know, like, I have a cousin that is like 15, 14, and he's on Instagram, you know, and he likes a bunch of ass pictures, like girls twerking. I mean, that's not a crazy age to be seeing that, but I promise you that there's 10 years old.
Hey man, when I was 15, I had to
Oh,
beg.
matter of
I had
fact.
to beg to get things like that,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Like, it wasn't even. I could have
It-
just
it was a
clicked on a
different
button.
time,
It
but
was a different time.
Listen,
We should have him on the show and ask him what porn he watches.
shit. But have you guys seen like this little girl, Lil Tay, 9 years old? She's been wilding on social media. She just got verified.
white girl.
That little white girl that been cursing up a storm. She's
Is
9
that
years
somebody?
old.
Is that somebody famous's like sister or something
We
like
don't
that?
know. I don't know who she is, but she was with that girl, Whoa Vicky, that Vicky girl that
The
be
other
doing
one.
like the one that's be crazy. Like all these people that I'm mentioning, like they sound like they don't have a fucking brain. And that's how I look at them. Like, I'm like, yo, you sound so stupid. But then
You know what's
it
fucked
baffles
up?
me how many people are following that shit. Like, they're hyping her up. The little girl's 9 years old talking about, you know, I'm making all this money. Fuck you.
That's called
doing this
culture
other stuff.
vulture. Like,
You know, like, yeah, like
if you
they're
think about it,
feeding
like,
off of the
they're-
culture.
they're trying to portray us in a sense, and they're
First
acting
of all,
and they're
I ain't out
dumbing.
here doing that shit.
All right, but they're portraying our culture.
They're portraying what they think.
Yeah,
the
what they think is our culture is, and they're
or what,
if you
what
think
is,
about it,
is
like
to be
they're talking shit
Latino
about
and
us at the same
African.
time. You feel me? Because they're acting mad stupid, like that's all that people.
But we're
from this
giving
type-
that shit. We're giving that attention, bro. We're feeding into it, and it's
I
not
don't fo-
only
I don't
us.
follow them.
I'll give you the real. It's not even us. It's like other white people, and I'm not gonna put it out just on white people. So don't get offended. It's all love. Everybody is the same color to me. I'm just saying that there is a select group of people that are really paying attention to this, and they're looking at it because they're not around. They're not from the hood. Like, they're not in these neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So they're going off of what they see on social media that they think is what the hood is. And this girl is definitely not from where we are or other people, you know, from urban areas. She's
Yeah.
definitely not about that life, but she's getting money off of social media, you know, because she's out here acting a fool, and we're looking at that as entertainment. Yeah, that's good for her that she's making this money if she really is. If it's fake, I don't know. But she's also encouraging other kids that we probably know, our future kids,
And it's okay to be
doing
dumb.
shit like that. Yeah. I mean, look,
Like,
we're all
yeah.
dumb. Like, we did dumb shit. We just didn't have phones to record it when we were younger. But what I'm saying, now that we have this in our hands, it's new. It can become.
Our dumbness is promoted and amplified.
It's
Pretty much.
amplified to another level, and I feel like there's somebody that should be kind of like policing it a little bit and kind of telling people that's not the wave. You know, I get it. Right now it's hot, but this shit can get you into some trouble. You know, and that's just my take on it. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I
so each his own. If
no.
you're cool with that, that's fine with me. Like, it's cool, do you? But I'm just looking at my perspective is we're not perfect, but I'm also not gonna just condone
And-
anything and not stand for something. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
to this day, it still kind of it just bothers my mind a little bit. Like, how can we how? I understand the entertainment, but how can we support something so, like, for lack of better words, so stupid? Like saying so like this is
Yo.
retarded. We laugh it off, but it's like we
But yo.
support this thing, and it's like, how we support this thing, but it's like when it comes to things that could be more positive, more uplifting, we just like, whatever, that's cool, it's alright, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Like,
And then nowadays, saying not for me is kind of like a diss to the people that are doing something that you just don't agree with, and they call you a hater, and they say that you want to be like them and all that, and I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I'm nowhere near trying to be like you. You know what I mean? But this is another thing. The same way we look at that shit as dumb and whatever, there's other people that look at what we do or what we're saying as you don't know what you're talking about. And
niggas
and
are
there's also
haters.
people out there trolling. There's also people that are just doing these funny things to get noticed. But like I said, there's other people that are watching that might try to do what you're doing, and something just like the people that were eating Tide Pods, whatever them shits were, the little detergents. Like those challenges are fucking dangerous, bro. Like.
I didn't even know about
Did
that.
you do
That
the cinnamon
sounds
challenge?
Crazy.
Did you do the
Nah, I didn't
cinnamon?
know about none
cinnamon-
of that stuff.
My nigga, there were some people that thought they were gonna die
Ah,
off that. Like
so-
no, like
The only challenge I did the ice bucket challenge. That's the
I
only
did that
one.
too, and then it wasn't that cold. It was.
I didn't
it
have
was-
a bucket.
the
I
ice,
used a big ass
The ice
pot
didn't
that
get
I
that
had.
cold. Like the ice, I didn't have enough ice to make it that crazy cold. But
That was when the
that was
challenge
for a good cause.
and it was acceptable at the time. It was like, okay, it's new. This is something
No,
different.
that
this
was for a
challenge.
good cause. That
No,
was
no,
for
yeah, it
like
was, it was.
awareness of what was it?
That was ALS.
Yeah,
LS,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
LS. So
So it was good for good. But now, like after that happened, like okay,
Now it's like a just-
people are like, oh, I got a great buzz. Let's just do
Let's
dumb
do it
shit
this.
now.
It all started after the fucking what was that, the song from Sway Lee and the Shrimmers,
That shit was lit though.
the fucking the challenge, the
The
mannequin challenge.
That shit was
After
lit.
that, bro, it just went retarded. Like that shit just went out of control.
We should make our own challenge.
Yeah.
Repost this challenge. Share this podcast with your people challenge.
So
April
guys,
26th challenge.
shout
I
out
challenge
to
you to be there.
the people that are watching this. Shout out to the people that are gonna check this out. We're wrapping it up now. Shout out to you guys to come and fill in for Fernando. Not even fill in. You guys are guests. And
Yeah, man, we know fillers. We
Yeah,
guessed.
yeah, guests. Yeah,
I
definitely.
ain't trying to feel nothing.
Yo, this is the official. Even YouTube for the first time, we're gonna have visual on YouTube. So, like I said, go subscribe to the Cause and Effect podcast on YouTube.
Jesse's still here? They should
So-
scream and say
so-
something.
Shout out to everybody watching this on YouTube that go and subscribe. And give me a second, guys. And just continue showing the love. You guys came out and took the time out. We were supposed to start earlier, and it turned into this whole thing. But great episode, on my opinion, from what me being here, not just because it's our podcast,
It's because
but
it's us. It's okay. We made
it's
this
love.
great.
You guys are number
We
one.
made this
The
great.
the first to come on the show as guests. We got plenty more coming.
We're gonna come back later.
And
They're not gonna be half as good as us though.
No, we're funny. All right, come on.
and
Yes.
and there's love. You feel me? So shout out to Fernando. We love
Shout
you,
out
bro.
Fernando. I know you're mad.
You know,
Be mad, bro.
we know you wish you were here.
Nah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I'll
but
see you April 26th at Metropolis, my guy.
we
He plugs that
definitely
in
link up.
everywhere.
Next episode, we're gonna possibly have some guests. I'm not gonna give up their names away, but just in
I
case
might
it doesn't
come back.
happen, but
Bum, bum,
definitely possible. And we're gonna end it with the Note to Self Monday message of the week, and you guys are gonna give your take after I give the message. Or if you want to add on something, that's fine. If you don't, we end it on that note. So the message is: don't allow your wounds to transform you into someone you're not. Don't allow your past to make you into somebody that you just created to reflect, and deflect all the pain that you're going through or hide it. Deal with it, my nigga. Just look in the mirror and deal with the demons that you're battling. Kill your demons. It's KOD. So
Yeah, man.
you guys got anything to follow up on that? Maybe from your own experience, things that you probably maybe dealt with in a way where it was just someone you're not, and now you're becoming, the better you or the best version of yourself. I encourage everybody that's going through those things, if you can't get yourself out of that situation, because many people don't even notice they're in that situation, seek for some help, seek for
Yeah.
some guidance, some mentorship, some people that can, just get you in a better position. You don't got to be the brokest person in the world, and I don't mean financially, but if you got some things that you're battling with, just go out, seek some people that are doing or have what you want, and just figure out what they did to get where they're at and what they had to go through, man.
Yeah, man.
And you'll realize that your pain and what you got going on isn't as big as what other people went through or going on.
And your pain is supposed to build you, not destroy you. So don't let it do that. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And if all else fails, just come to Metropolis April 26th.
So we're gonna end it on that note, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
We'll expect you to come back and check out the next episode. And with that being said, this is the end of episode number 9 of the Cause and Effect podcast. Shout out to Javi for having us,
Thank
letting
you,
us
Javi.
take
Thank
over her
you.
crib and record this episode. Shout out to Antor, this wine, dope shit.
Kinda nice over that. It's pretty good.
It's good. It's good.
It's pretty tasty, man.
It's definitely
It's worth it.
a refreshing
Yeah, it's delicious.
type of wine straight from Spain. So on that note, guys, thank you for watching. This is the Cause and Effect podcast, and I'm Chico signing out.
All right.
We out of here.